folks, well, yes, this is Miguel from the Embargo Man channel. Okay, and what I'm talking about, that this thing would be very interesting, alright? So much that I have seen on YouTube something about the Wild West. Well, I'm just saying, I am going to compare, even though I'm not gonna mention the guy's name, but I'm going to compare the Reiwa era to be similar to the Wild West, right? Why? Like all of this suddenly that I might just talking about the Wild West. Have you seen like in Western movies? I mean, people with gunslingers and shooting at each other, gunfights and stuff, right? This is between the the you know the good guys and the outlaws and this and that, whatever, like the bad cowboys versus the good cowboys, or all of them suddenly this would be like, yes, I know that we're talking about totally different because I've seen those YouTube videos. I know it's going to be similar, and talking about to somebody who is, I'm gonna just talk about the video about this particular man. He does criticize, Islam and jihad and whatever and all this stuff, right? Since all the situation out of this, first of all, that I have seen all these things, how that this crap of the Wild West is going to be related to the Reiwa period is because what is going on with what is going on with this nut, right? First of all, what's this nut? Out of this nut, this is where these people, not all Muslims are like that, but what these guys that has done is attack churches in Sri Lanka, and all because of the situation, what happened because of some nut in Christchurch, right? What happened in Sri Lanka, it is really, really bad. So, for some of you wishing that you want to just praise to join in the Muslim religion, especially for those in Korea or some of the Chinese folks that want to become Muslim because of this situation. Here we go. I'm gonna say it true. Why I'm going to say why Reiwa is gonna be like the Wild West, like you see in the movies, because it's gonna happen to them. It's gonna happen to them because out of all mentioned to this person who was a critic who founded this group called Jihad Watch. I'm not even gonna say his name, but sooner or later I'm gonna reveal what he's going to do. If it comes to this, first of all this jihadist thing and all these what's going on right now in the world right now, refugees becomes the outlaws in Japan, right? They're gonna be like, it's kind of like a twist of all things that the refugees coming from the Middle East would be the outlaws, like similar like you see in the Western movies. The outlaws are like, you have these guys who gun gunslinging and bang bang bang, pew 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 and stuff. Like, okay, the person who just go vigilant and take their laws into their own hands, being some kind of gunslingers. Hey, that's how I'm gonna see, or that's how I'm gonna view the Reiwa period. The outlaws are like migrants from most likely Muslim countries, and the ones that are law-abiders or something like, they even going that are gonna be the few of the citizens. Alright? This is kind of odd, but it's gonna be like that. It's going to be like that because of what have happened. I mean, I just mentioned to all this is second age stuff happening that's going to happen in the Reiwa period, all because of the change of the emperor and stuff and whatever it is. Yes, it's going to be that. And this is what we gotta think. Think of the Reiwa period as the Wild West. What is going on right now with all this Islamic attack? Reiwa seems similar, like watching the Wild West. Think of watching a Western, but it takes place in Japan, but it takes place that the outlaw people are people from the Middle East. People that so-called called practicing the religion of peace, right? I wonder why they call the religion of peace. Because, hey, I mean, just think about the crusade from back in the days. That happened. Christians or Muslims, the crusade were to defeat. Now, the Reiwa period is going to be the Wild West. It's going to be similar to the Wild West, man, because, I mean, you have this guy who always criticize, like the jihad and Sharia law and all that stuff. All this means that the Reiwa period would be similar, like watching a Western movie, but with Japanese folks being like the cowboys, like the guys like that, though guys in wearing or Middle Easterns would be like the outlaws. That's how it's going to be. That's, I think, how it's going to be. And that's it of the Reiwa period. When you think of a Reiwa period, will be peace and harmony, whatever. When it's people from the religion of peace, if it's people practicing the religion of peace, as what Islam is called, it's going to be like watching a Western movie. Why is going to be similar like watching a Western movie? You see how they are, bang bang bang, and all that stuff, right? All it is so amazing that from Heisei to Reiwa would be like the modern day katana would be the AR-15. You know what the AR-15 is, right? So what it is a bunch of it's gonna be like so many things going on, like a bunch of protesters in black bands. You have seen these people, right? When this particular person who just say, "Oh, be careful," he was trying to warn people, and with jihad watch, it is a bearded guy. I wonder if I'm gonna tell the tale of this guy, right? He's going to be presented in one group, I might mention some pro-gun group telling that to receive refugees, Japan should be well prepared, and then that's what it is. Because because this kind of Islamic attack happens, then the refugees will become the outlaws in Japan. Reiwa era becomes Japan's version of the Wild West, like you see in the movies, but it's gonna happen for real. What is going on through all this? That the U.S. most likely have these laws of the Second Amendment, right to bear arms. Japan, on the other hand, sooner or later, when their first Islamic attack happens, they're going to have the same laws as the U.S. Probably it would be for the model country, how would Japan would be after the Islamic attack, after the first Islamic attack. Somebody tried to blow up the Yasukuni Shrine. Yes, the Yasukuni Shrine. If there's a possibility of the Yasukuni Shrine blows up by an Islamic terrorist attack, I mean, there's gonna be hints of one particular country united, and they're going to says, oh, you know what? Look, they did it. They did that. Look at this Islamic guy. He blew up. Well, Korea might become a Muslim country because of that, right? So that's the Reiwa period. The Reiwa era would be the Islamic era in Korea. That is the connection. Reiwa era in Japan, Islamic Republic of Korea being formed. That's what's going to happen in the Reiwa era. If there is a, like, after an Islamic attack happens at the Yasukuni Shrine, if the Yasukuni Shrine blows up, whatever it is, I don't know, maybe we might have World War III pretty soon, you know? Who knows? But that's how it's gonna go. But first of all, how people come up and say, oh, you know, these black vans, they're going to be one of the biggest genocides in history, people trying to protest against the new laws in Japan during the Reiwa period. Well, what these people in black vans will do, grab up their AR-15s and shoot them, do a shooting spree. They're going to shoot them. And all of these people protesting against the government would be Muslims. That's plain and simple. They're going to be Muslims. Why? Because some guy seen that, okay, this is how Japan should be well prepared and this and that. Want to fill up the gap. Boom. Have the same laws as the U.S. within gun laws. Gun laws. And that's it. And that's how it's going to happen. I think that's a Reiwa period too for you. Reiwa period is going to be similar to the Wild West. Have you seen in the movies? Similar like Clint Eastwood. Similar like what Hollywood and Hollywood Italy made spaghetti westerns. The entertainment industry. What would the entertainment industry is? Okay, do you want to look in the Reiwa period? Look through movies. Look through the entertainment period. Don't look in freaking. That's what the past swords and katana swords and stars and all this stuff. That's the past. Their future going to the Reiwa period would go through more like westerns. Go to the other opposite. The U.S., the West, like cowboys, gunslingers. That's how it's going to be in the Reiwa period. You got to look through westerns. Yes, watch westerns. You want to know how the Reiwa period is going to be? Look through westerns. Look through westerns. Why? Because that's how the Reiwa era is going to look like. All the thing is the scenery would change. The only thing would be is that the outlaws will be these jihadists would be the outlaws of Japan, and these people would be the ones that are like, let's battle out. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, with the guns, alright? That's how it's going to be. And that's how it is. Well, first of all, and then look through this. Lithuania for now has the highest suicide rate in the world. In the Reiwa period, is going to turn things around. In the Reiwa period, Japan would surpass Lithuania in most suicide rates. You know why? Because just like in the United States, after Japan's first Islamic attack, they're gonna have a tool that is easier to commit suicide. Suicide rates in America would be expanding. Why? why? They already have a tool to commit suicide very easy, right? All it is just put it in the head. It's called a gun. You just pull it ahead and pull the trigger and boom, that's it. Very successful suicide, right? So that's what's going to happen in the Reiwa period. The Reiwa period will help Japan beat Lithuania in suicide rates that South Korea in suicide rates next to Japan won't hold a candle. Why? Because 80% of their suicides would be involved with guns. Yes, involved with guns. Right? And this is how the Reiwa period is going to look like. I'm saying that to myself because why? Because of all these Islamic attacks happening in every part of the world, in every corner of the world. When it hits Japan, Reiwa period's gonna look like the Wild West, man. It's like gonna look like what you see in Western movies, right? The Reiwa era, the Reiwa era's katana would be the AR-15. I mean, they're gonna make an AR-15 very tactical and very useful as an AK-47, right? Because it's gonna be like what they're gonna do right now, right? So and through the shrine that is going to get blown up, AR-15 is gonna be altered. The AR-15 altered the Yasukuni shrine is gonna be a symbol of Islamophobia. Yeah, it's gonna be a symbol of Islamophobia, right? And that's how I view the Reiwa period. The Reiwa period is nothing more than Japan's version of the Wild West, right? It's gonna be a heck of an era, very, very the biggest bloodbath is gonna be in Tokyo, Japan. A bunch of protesters and all the people that protest against the government are gonna be Muslim, and because some bearded guy said, oh yeah, he's gonna say that this is the reason why Japan is the safest nation on earth, and to have this comparison, like Switzerland is the country with the most guns, but with less murderers. Japan would be that model country to Switzerland in the Reiwa period. Other than that, it's gonna be very interesting to see this thing kind of happens, even though it's gonna be a possibility, an Islamic attack in the Yasukuni shrine. Yeah, I mean, a bloodbath. Everybody, all these bunch of protesters protesting against the government because of the new laws, because some bearded guy said this is the way they should live. Gonna get shot by people in black vans, the Japanese right wingers in black vans with their AR-15s getting shot. And Japan might surpass Lithuania with the country the most suicides because they already find a tool that is so easier to take away their life, and a tool that is easier to commit suicide. Like people that commit suicide in the United States could find a tool that is easier to commit suicide, right? And of course, Korea becomes a Muslim country if the jihadists were to blow up the Yasukuni shrine. So that's it for the embargo man, and I would say that this is how it is. And the Reiwa period is gonna be peace and harmony, everything you could see on what is going on right now. People who just attack, who practice the religion of peace, would make the Reiwa period look like similar like what you see in Western movies. That's how it is. That's how it's going to be. So Goodbye. Peace out. Stay safe, everybody.